You mix President Trump and social media, the cocktail is always explosive. Now you add to it the fact that the US is in an election year and the huge violence that's sweeping the United States in the wake of the murder of George Floyd, and things have gone absolutely nuclear. It all started with President Trump taking to his favorite Twitter to call out mail-in ballots and talk about how they could possibly be rigged in an election. Well, Twitter, in a total break from tradition, added a fact-check tag to President Trump's tweet. And you can only imagine what this did to Trump. He was infuriated and he Hulk smashed in response, threatening to not just regulate social media, but even close it down. A couple of days later, things totally escalated between Trump and Twitter when a tweet of his was actually muted. People couldn't see it. It was a tweet where he had said looting would lead to shooting. He was talking about the violence in the wake of the George Floyd murder in Minneapolis. Well, as far as Trump was concerned, this was really the final straw. The battle lines had been drawn between Twitter and President Trump, and things were rapidly turning very, very ugly. It became a personality clash between the US president on the one hand and the CEO of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, on the other hand. The CEO of Twitter, a platform that has so far stayed away from fact-checking and deleting tweets of politicians, had taken a stand against the leader of the free world. Strangely, while Twitter did take a stand, Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook decided to go entirely the other way, drawn into this entire debate over whether social media should be fact-checking politicians. Mark Zuckerberg came on to say that Facebook and social media cannot be the arbiter of what people say online. Now, this tame sort of viewpoint from Zuckerberg is a little weird considering Facebook's own history with controversies surrounding voter suppression. And these two diametrically opposite views taken by Twitter on the one hand and Facebook has created a very divisive atmosphere at a time when social media is a hugely polarizing battleground, especially in the United States. Remember, both Twitter and Facebook have policies where they crack down on hateful or violent content, but so far they've always stayed away from actually checking political speech, perhaps for obvious reasons. But by fact-checking Trump and by muting one of his tweets, Twitter has completely changed that game. It's a total change of tradition for social media. And now, as suspense builds over whether President Trump will carry out his threat of an executive order to either regulate or even shut down social media, people wonder whether this is just theater, whether this is just Trump's brand of spectacle, or can he actually impact social media platforms? The general sense is not really, because after all, Trump does depend greatly on social media to reach large audiences, and in an election year, it's unlikely that he'll want to tinker very much with platforms that give him such enormous reach. On the other hand, is it only just spectacle and drama? This is, after all, one of the most unpredictable world leaders we've ever really seen. Could he be cornered into actually acting against Twitter for what it has done to him? Well, with the bugle sounded for the elections in the United States, it remains to be seen how this all-important battlefield of social media is going to play out for President Trump and the companies themselves. Shots have been fired.